Hey friends, welcome back. In this video we are going to play around with this pretty stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh. This is the citrus stamp set, which I adore. Isn't this cute? I really wanted to make something fun, colorful, and summery, and I feel like this stamp set just is going to do all three of those beautiful things. So I'm going to first stamp these out and then we're going to have fun making a summer themed card. All right, I am working my way through a stack of scraps that I have. This is 80-pound cardstock, and it's my favorite to color on. I'll be using alcohol markers. So I'm going to stamp out the same collection of images probably twice. I think that will be enough for what I plan to do with this card. So I'm going to do the full, or the inside slice of the orange, the outside of the orange. We'll do the inside of the lemon, outside of the lemon. And then I want to do a couple of these leaves and one of these little spray marks. Let me give myself some room to do my coordinating die. So I also have this little spray mark right here. Okay, so let's just nudge these to give them ample room for the dies in a bit. And I think that's all I want to do. Oh, I love the sentiment, you're the zest, and then a sub-sentiment of wish I could give you a squeeze. So cute. Okay, so I'm again gonna color with alcohol markers, so I want to use a ink that is friendly with alcohol markers, and for me, it's this Memento ink. I really like that. So let me go ahead and stamp these stamps down. Just like so, and I will double stamp them to get some really nice contrast. Oh, pretty. These are cute. Okay, double that up. And then I am going to take this sheet out, and I want to do just a double. So I'm going to grab a fresh sheet so that I have, well, here we go, two of the same, because I want to have a lot of options here. So there's number one and number two. All right, let's let these dry for a few minutes and then I'm gonna color them. I'm just gonna wipe down my stamps with a mild baby wipe to clean them up. All right, I also did pull some alcohol markers. I want to use a nice powder blue cardstock for my card base just to keep this really summery. So I pulled some colors that are not only accurate to the citrus fruits that I have stamped out here, but also that will be really fun for this cardstock, and a nice light blue. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I picked two colors for each color, a light and a dark. So I have my orange, yellow, and green. And then I actually, depending on which little citrus I'm doing the little spray mark for, I will do it either orange or yellow. But I'm gonna go ahead and start. What I like to do when I'm coloring is I start with my lighter shade, I go in with my darker shade to add my shadows, and then I come and blend out with my lighter color again. And as a reminder, I am going to list all of the colors that I'm using down below in the description box, so you can click on the title of the video to access all of my supplies. Okay, so you can choose obviously any way to do your citrus coloring, but I really like that. And bringing back in my blue, I think this is gonna be so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to grab those coordinating dies, which are right here, and I'm going to trim all of these little icons out. Okay, so I got my first little sheet already here. I'm going to send this right on through. I think this color palette is just so pretty and summery. Let me know if you ever did a lemonade stand. I really want to do one with my kiddos, and every summer it comes and goes without me doing so. So maybe I just need the encouragement, but if you've ever done a lemonade stand, let me know what your best memories or best ideas for doing one are, because I really want to do that. Okay, so here is my favorite part, as you very well know, all the little trimmed out die cuts. Just so cute. And I'll go ahead and do the second sheet as well. All right, and here is my second sheet. Now, I'm not sure how many of these cute little citrus pieces I am going to use, but I wanted to give myself enough opportunity so that I didn't have to go back and color. So more is always better for me. I'm usually saying less is more, but for an instance like this, I like to have lots of wiggle room to play. Okay, before I put away my die cut machine, let me put all my cute little pieces here. I'm gonna bring right back out my stamp positioner. Just move this a little bit. And I need to do my sentiment. So again, I was loving You're the Zest. I think that's so cute. So I will grab that really quick and stamp that out. Actually, I might put that on my actual card base. So let's do our card base real quick. Okay, I have my mini trimmer here with this sweet light blue cardstock. I'm going to trim it to 4 by 5 1/4. That way I have a little bit of margin around my card. And let's see, I should decide where I'd like this. But my idea here was just sprinkling these all around my card. In fact, you know what I might do is I might trim this down even further. So let's do 3 3/4 by 5, just to make that play area a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm kind of liking this layout. So what I'm going to do is grab my combination of big and small foam squares, and I'm going to attach these to my cardstock so that I have a little bit of dimension. And I am leaving my sentiment right there, and I'll stamp that in just a little bit. Okay, I like that. I think that's really fun. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to stamp this into place. Actually, let's trim this down. And you can do this with scissors, absolutely. I like to do it with a paper trimmer. It just works better for me. So I'm gonna line that up how I like it and chop off. Okay, and I like to intentionally have my pieces fall off the edge. I just think it's such a fun design look. And do that. One more. I think I need to do just a hair more on that side. More, and finally, there we go. Okay, so there is what my card panel is looking like. Oh, I love that. Okay, now I have some straight edges, so this will line up in my MISTI much better. So let's bring this back in. I no longer need the white piece. And I am simply going to stamp, come here, with black right onto my card panel. So you're the zest. Cute. That looks good. I'm gonna line it up with my Misty there. And I'll use that same black ink that I did earlier for my colored images. And double stamp, of course, for consistency. Actually, let me, hold on. I see some just on my door, and I don't want it to get on one of my pieces that I have raised up. So I want to be careful with that. You're the zest. Just like that. Okay, let's put this on a card base and then add some fun shine. That way it'll be nice and kind of sparkly, adding to that summer look. Oh my goodness, so fun and fresh. I'm loving how that looks. Okay. 110-pound cardstock this time. I have this size at 11 by 4 1/4, and I am going to do a center score at 5 1/2. I want my card to fold at the top, and this will be an A2 size card, which measures at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll open this up, and let's add a little bit more foam tape right onto the back. That way we can pop it up on our card here. So I'm gonna add a few strips just like so. Okay, and then let's grab my little pokey tool here to help draw up these liners. Wonderful. Okay, and again, my panel was 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so we're gonna have a 1/4 inch margin around our card, which I think is so pretty. Adds that dash of color in the center, but then we can see that card base behind. Okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. Now, as for shine, I'm going to add some dewdrops. So I will place those right in this little container. I just got this container from the Dollar Tree. It's perfect for little embellishments. I like to put my favorites in them for quick and easy grab. And I'll grab some glue and my little sequins wand. Okay, so I'll put some out here. Let's do, I think these are really fun because they have that water element to them, and they're very quiet because they're clear. So it's so fun to use these to add just a tiny bit more without feeling like you're going over the top. So I'm gonna add just a couple around here for some additional texture. Let's try that. Maybe one here. Okay, let's see what we like. Actually kind of thinking we might want one here as well. And again, they're nice and clear, so they're easy to use without feeling like you're doing too much. All right, I am thrilled with how that turned out. It's so fun and summery, and you know what? Really quickly, let's go ahead and do the inside because I have to just put that sub sentiment on the inside. That's so sweet. Let me peel this off. Again, the sub sentiment was something about a squeeze. Wish I could give you a squeeze, and that is just too darling for the inside of the card. So I'm gonna put it up here so I have a lot of room to write underneath it. Again, let's line that up. There we go. And with that same black ink, or you could have fun with a little color. I like to use a black ink just to keep it all clean and simple. Wish I could give you a squeeze. Such a fun little surprise in the inside. Very cute. So there is my final card. I love how that turned out. It's so fresh and summery. I love the color combination. Be sure to click on the title of the video if you want to see all of the supplies that I used to put this card together, and I'll see you all next time.